Hey guys, and welcome to another one of my Listopia videos. So in this video, I thought, since you guys know that I review a lot of books and I, along with my sister, never really get a chance to read all the books that we accumulated over the past year or two, and I decided why not just do a top 10 books that I have been dying to read from my bookshelf. So most of these books are actually books that I've had for at least 6 months or even more than a year. And I thought, you know, I could do that in the hopes that maybe in 2014, I could at least make a dent in this pile. Just an early warning, for some reason I only have one contemporary, the rest are all sci-fi-ish, dystopian stuff. I tend to read all of my contemporary books, but yeah. That's how it happened. Starting off with the contemporary, the first book that, well, not the first, yeah, the first book in this whole Listopia is Crash Into You by Katie McGarry. And I guess I already broke what I just told you, and that all of these books have been on my bookshelf for 6 months, which is a complete lie. Actually, this has been on our bookshelf since, I think, July or August, so maybe that's like 4 months, so it's okay, even though it just came out the end of last month. But I love Pushing the Limits. I love Dare 2 was really good, but I love Pushing the Limits, and I can't wait for this one. I mean, it's Katie McGarry. I love her contemporary books. If you guys haven't read Pushing the Limits or Dare 2, I suggest you pick them up because they are so thrilling and they just kind of suck you in. So definitely read this series. Now moving on to the non-contemporary books, and the second book on my list is Balefire by Kate Turner. Now this isn't a full book, so I'm kind of cheating. It's actually 4 books in one, so it's a full volume. My friend Amani and I are really good, big fans of Kate Turner, and she read this a couple of months ago and loved it. She finished it in a couple of days. So I have been wanting and dying to read this for so long, and I've had this with me for over a year, so I really want to read this soon. So any chance I get where I don't have to read any review books, I'm picking this one first. Slated by Terry, and my sister has read this, so it's actually my sister's book, last year or beginning of this year, not sure exactly. This year meaning 2013, because we're still in 2013 where I am right now. A lot of people say that this is authentic dystopian. If you guys love the initial dystopian books like The Hunger Games, Divergent, Legend, Unravel Me, those ones that are actually authentic and not like the new dystopians that are just marketed as that. And everyone's like, read this book. The second one came out and the third one is coming out next year. So I'm happy that 2 are already out. So yeah, I want to pick this one, not might. I want to pick this one in 2014. The fourth book slash series is a fan favorite, and it is Vampire Academy by Rochelle Mead. I actually started reading this and I was on page 40, but I had to put it down because we got a huge box of review books. So that's my problem in life, requesting too many review books, even though I love the review books because they're books that I'm obviously interested in, but it's just that I never have time to read the books that I really want to. And my sister also bought this a year and a half ago, so I am dying to read this, and from the 40 pages that I've read, it sounds pretty awesome, and I want to read it before the movie, so that is a good incentive for me. There are a lot of volumes in this video. Hey guys, so you probably noticed it is darker right now and I'm wearing something completely different because I had to go out in the middle of filming this and I'm back. So yeah, let's go back. The fifth book, or actually volume, is the first and second book of the Shadow Falls series by C.C. Hunter. The first book is Born at Midnight and the second is Awake at Dawn. I've heard some really amazing things about this book, this whole series actually, and what I've heard is that a lot of people say that it's fun, it's fluffy, even though it's paranormal, people say it's like the paranormal version of Gossip Girl, in a way. The synopsis here is that a girl ends up being shipped off to a camp, and it is a camp for troubled teens. It quickly becomes clear that this whole camp is very far from ordinary and there are supernatural things happening. So it sounds pretty cool, and I'm really excited for this, and I love anything that is boarding school related, and this looks like it. The 6th book slash series, and it's actually a duology. It is Inside Out and Outside In by Maria V. Schneider. Have heard amazing things about it. It's sci-fi-ish, I think. And it says here 4 walls, 4 levels, 18,000 people, no escape ever. So it's kind of dystopian-ish. So I'm just gonna read a very quick synopsis. It says here, the world of Inside is simple. Do your job, stay out of the way, and don't dream of anything better. Because as every scrub knows, there are no other options. Until Trilla, the queen of the pipes, as some call her, gets involved with a revolution that will rock her world. So, revolution, dystopian, and surviving and trying to break out of the community sounds really good, and I've heard, again, really good reviews about this whole duology. The 7th book is Breathe by Sarah Crossan. This is a survival dystopian-ish kind of world where oxygen is actually very rare. The world is dead. The survivors live under the protection of Breathe, the corporation that found a way to manufacture oxygen-rich air. So I guess it's like a whole corporation that exploits the people's need to actually breathe. So it sounds like a really good dystopian-ish kind of world. So I'm really excited for this one. I haven't really heard the best things about it, but I mean, I'm okay with that, but I really like the concept behind it, and I'm willing to give it a try. The 8th on the list is Partials by Dan Wells. The sequel just actually came out this year. Someone in some other YouTube video actually also had this in their book haul, and she mentioned that even though she's seen this book a lot around a lot of blogs and like booktubing channels, she hasn't really heard anything about it. And I have to agree. I've seen people have it, I've seen them in book hauls and things like that, but I don't really think I've read a single review about this book. But it sounds, I mean, based on the Goodreads ratings, they're really good. And it says here, the only hope for humanity isn't human. So another dystopian, maybe futuristic world. And I'm really excited for this one. And Dan, the Wells brothers actually, Robin Wells and Dan Wells, they're known to be really good authors. So I'm excited for this. My 9th favorite, obviously not favorite since I haven't read the book. My 9th book on the list is The Lost Girl by Sangu Mandana. This book was on my wish list way before it even came out, and I've been anticipating it for the longest time. But when it came out and I bought it, you guys can know what went down. It wasn't a review book, so it kind of got shelved on my bookshelf forever. And it says here, her life begins when another one ends. The story here, I think, is the main protagonist. She lives as an echo, and basically, the whole reason why she was made is just to replace a girl or someone else. And then when that someone else dies or something happens, she's supposed to replace that person. And through her whole life, all she's doing is learning how the other girl lives. So in case the other girl dies, she just takes her place. Other than that, I really don't know much about it. I don't know anything about the concept. So I'm really excited for this one, and again, not all the reviews were favorable, but I'm okay. I mean, people have different opinions, so I am still really excited to read this. So my last book in this whole list is a book that a lot of booktubers love, and I've had it like ages ago. I think I've had it since maybe March or April, but I never had the chance to read it, and it is Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. So this book is fantasy, high fantasy. I don't read a lot of high fantasy, but from the ones that I've read, they're pretty awesome. And as I said, a lot of booktubers rave about this book. And a lot of book bloggers were raving about A Crown of Midnight before it came out. So I want to read this really badly. Really badly. I actually picked it up more than once, but had to put it down because I had to prioritize my TBR pile. And it says here, 2 men love her, the whole land fears her, only she can save them all. So it has magic. I'm a big magic fan, so this seems awesome. And she's an assassin. I mean, I love Grave Mercy because the main protagonist in Grave Mercy is a nun and an assassin. How cool is that? And if she's also an assassin, like, perfect. Why haven't I picked this before? I blame my need to always read review books. I suck at that. What can I do? But 2014, I will read you. I'm trying to hold them. So these are all the books that I am hoping to read in 2014. I will try to get back to you guys in the midway, so in June, and see how many books I've read from this bunch. And again, at the end of the year. Have a lovely day. Bye guys. Let me know if you guys have read any of these. That's it. And how much you like them. How much you like them. Don't tell me if you don't like them, because that's not going to make me want to read them. Bye!